Hey Clint, here's the video that I promised. So I'll give you a closer look at the bars, the way I set them up. I'm going to take my phone mount off here too so you can see. But if you look down there, you probably recognize those risers. Those are the Healy bar risers. Now, like I said in my post, the Healy bars just didn't work out for me. I messed around with them all summer long. I couldn't get them to where I wanted them. So I was going to take them off and send them back, but then I realized that the Healy bar risers, they use almost like a conventional handlebar type mount, although it's bigger than most handlebars. It uses an 1 1/8" pipe. I'm going to walk into my garage here, grab a scrap of it to show you. So this is 1 1/8" OD pipe, and that clamps right into the Healy bar riser like that. And then from there it was a matter of notching the notching new pipe for the handlebars to make them the height that you wanted. And then I was able to get these clamps from Amazon or eBay. They're all over the internet to hold the top bar. Now the top bar is also 1 1/8", and you can see that I was able to put a piece of this was a test piece I worked on. I was able to put a piece of 7/8 bar into the 1 1/8". And that allows you to use all of the factory controls, because the factory controls fit 7/8 or 22mm bars. I will tell you, this is not a project for the faint of heart. You would definitely need some strong mechanical background. You need to be able to do some electrical, make your own cables. I had to order new hydraulic lines for the brakes. The top section of the brake line, it goes to a junction block down there because these are split. These brakes split front to back. So I had to measure and order a new brake line. I got that one from Spiegler, and had to do the same thing with the clutch hose. Also get that from Spiegler, and they worked out quite nicely. They bolted right up. I did have to get an adapter for the junction block underneath. Now, just to give you an idea of what's involved in getting to the throttle cables, if you've ever done an air filter on one of these bikes, you know they're basically a nightmare. You have to pull most of the interior part of the fairing off here, this cover. It's quite an involved process. The air filter is beneath it, and then to get to the throttle cables, you have to get the air filter housing out, which means you have to unbolt the gas tank, and you don't have to quite take it out, but you have to kind of lift it up and move it to get room to get your hands in, so you can get to the throttle cables. To take those out, and then of course you have to build new throttle cables because the factory ones are nowhere near long enough. As far as the electrical went, there was enough slack on both sides. I was able to just pull the harnesses up a little bit higher, kind of reroute them slightly, and they fit no problem. Passed them right through the Healy bar. They have this little cover here that holds them up to the handlebars, so that all worked out quite nicely. And then in the end, it was just some powder coating, and of course there's always something you have to mess around with, like the bar ends here where they didn't quite fit into the 7/8 tube, so I had to file those down a little bit. But all in all, it was quite a project. I started on it in the beginning of July, building the handlebars, and I work on it on the weekends and nights every so often, and I just got it done now here in the middle of December. So there you go.